Hi dear friends, we were discussing model number 7B Karma by Khush Singh, and we have discussed about snobbish Indian person Mohan Lal, his English appearance, English manners and other things also. So he is now in the waiting room, first class waiting room of railway station and looking into the mirror. Sir Mohan threw out his chest, smoothed his balial tie for the umpteenth time and waved a goodbye to the mirror. Here, balial tie means, especially the tie is weird by the students of Oxford at that time. A particular balial tie which reminds him the experiences of his education at Oxford. Smoothed his balial tie many times and waved a goodbye to the mirror. He said, or waved his hand in meaning of goodbye to that mirror. He glanced at his watch. There was still time for a quick one. He saw his wristwatch and guessed that there is still time to go. He said, "Koi hai?" A bear in white livery appeared through a wire gauze door. As he announced "Koi hai," a person, a bearer, means servant, in white dress appeared there from that door. He just said, "Ek chota," ordered Sir Mohan, and sank into the large cane chair to drink and ruminate. He just ordered "Ek chota." "Ek chota" means a small peg of whiskey. And he sank into the large cane chair. There is a large cane chair, relaxed himself to drink and ruminate. Means to meditate, means to think over something. Outside the waiting room, Sir Mohan Lal's luggage lay piled along the wall. Outside that room, there is a luggage of Mohan Lal kept along with the wall. On a small grey steel trunk, Lakshmi, Lady Mohan Lal, sat chewing a betel leaf and fanning herself with a newspaper. Along with that luggage, on a small grey steel trunk, grey colored steel trunk is there. All the household material is there in that trunk. Lakshmi, who is the wife of that Mohan Lal, Lady Mohan Lal, sat chewing a betel leaf. Betel leaf, you know very well that there is a leaf which is generally used to eat. Betel leaf, pan, and fanning herself with a newspaper. There is a newspaper in her hand and she just tried to fan herself, taking air with the help of that newspaper. She was short and fat and in her middle 40s. She was short, at the same time fat also, and middle 40s, means 45 to 46 years old. She wore a dirty white sari with a red border. There is a sari, white sari on her body with a red border. On one side of the nose glistened a diamond nose ring. One side of the nose glistened, that is shining, a diamond rose ring, nose ring. Sorry. And she had several gold bangles on her arms. Several gold bangles are there in her both arms. She had been talking to the bearer until Sir Mohan had summoned him inside. As soon as he had gone, she hailed a passing railway coolie. Her nature is a talkative one, and she used to talk with that bearer for a long time. When Sir Mohanlal noticed this, he came out and summoned her to keep quiet. As soon as he had gone, she hailed a passing railway coolie. She welcomed passing railway coolie. Where does the Zanana stop? She asked to her. She asked to him, where does the Zanana stop? Zanana stop means where actually the compartment of ladies will come. He pointed out right at the end of the platform. The coolie flattened his turban to make a cushion, hoisted the steel trunk on his head, and moved down the platform. Coolie came there. There is a towel with him who make a cushion on his head with the help of that towel, hoisted the steel trunk on his head. He picked up the steel trunk of that lady, Mohanlal Lakshmi, put the trunk on his head and moved down the platform. Lady Lal picked up her brass tiffin carrier and ambled along behind him. She also was moving behind that coolie. On the way she stopped by a hawker's stall to replenish her silver beetle leaf case. She has a silver beetle leaf case where all the pans are kept. When she saw hawker's stall, she once again filled up this beetle leaf case once again and then joined the coolie. She sat down on her steel trunk which the coolie had put down and started talking to him. And she is a talkative person. She sat on that steel trunk and started to talk to that coolie. She asked to that coolie, are the trains very crowded on these days, on these lines? These days all trains are crowded, but you will find room in Janana. Coolie replied. Then I might as well get over the bother of eating. Then I might as well get over the bother of eating. Means I would like to reduce the tension of eating here now. There is still time to the train. Lady Lal opened the brass carrier and took out a bundle of cramped chapatis and some mango pickle. While she ate, the coolie sat opposite to her on his hunches, drawing lines in the gravel with his finger. He asked to Lady Lal, "Are you traveling alone, sister?" "No, I am with my master brother. He is in the waiting room. He travels first class. He is a vizier and a barrister and meets so many officers and Englishmen in the trains. And I am only a native woman. I can't understand English and don't know their ways. So I keep to my Zenana interclass." So all the information she provided to that coolie about his mister, how his mister is a barrister one, her mister is a barrister one, how his manners are different than her, how his connections are different than her village customs and traditions. So she used to keep herself in Janana interclass instead of first class compartment. So this is the information given by Lakshmi to that coolie. Lakshmi chatted away merrily, as her nature was. She was fond of a little gossip and had no one to talk to at home. She was lonely in the house, and that's why she could not be able to speak with anybody. Her husband never had any time to spare for her. She lived in an upper story of the house and he on the ground floor. The living places are different of both of them at their house also. She is living at the upper side and her husband is living on the ground floor. He did not like her poor illiterate relatives hanging about his bungalow. So they never came. Mohanlal did not allow anybody illiterate person to his house. So no illiterate and village people appear into their bungalow. So all these village people and relatives of that lady never came to their house. He came up to her once in a while in night and stayed for a few minutes. He just ordered her about in anglicized Hindustani and she obeyed passively. There, there is such kind of a relationship between both of them. She replied her passively and he ordered her as a dominant personality, anglicized Hindustani. He just ordered her what to do and she obeyed passively. These nocturnal visits had, however, borne no fruit. Many times he visited to his wife's bed at night, but there was no fruit of these nocturnal visits made by him. Remaining part of the story we will see in my next video. Till then, thank you.